Hey there again. Now I'm going to continue with the actual gameplay, and as I mentioned, we're going to try to be a religious powerhouse, and the start in a desert is obviously very good because you can get religion from deserts if you get the right pantheon, if no one snags us before us. So that is the difficulty to get religion quick enough. We'll definitely go for that. Now, I wanted a slower pace. I would have preferred a marathon pace. And this is also fine. And the reason for that is that if someone has an unique unit, if I, for example, have Greece a bit further away and they have a super good early unit, then they can build it as quick as in the other one. I mean, it takes fewer turns to build, but you also have fewer turns to research, so that is even. But it doesn't take slower to go from one place to another, so even if Greece will build a massive army of hoplites, they probably couldn't get to me or get to someone else that's a bit further away before technology had moved on. So that is why I prefer the slower pace, to give everyone a chance to work with their special units. Otherwise the game gets heavily tilted to the civilizations that have a later unit. So looking at the spot here, this is actually a pretty good spot. We're on a hill close to a river, so we will get decent production. We won't have any problems with food and production early on, so we're gonna plop down right here. There is Gao. Now, of course, when it comes to technology, we're going to have to go with pottery in order to build a shrine, in order to get faith. We try to get faith from other places such as city-states as well, but that's a little bit more fickle, and we need to get to those 30 or maybe 45, whatever it is, as quick as possible. So pottery it is. And now we go into Gao here, and we click on citizen management. Citizen, of course, prefers the food, which is fine here. And we're going to set it to production focus, and then manually put the guy on the food, because as many of you know, when the new population becomes available, that turn the food is wasted, but the production is not. So we want every new pop to automatically go to this hill, for example, or that hill, so that we get those productions. Every little thing helps. Okay. And we want to choose the production, and of course we start with the monument. We will probably build a scout pretty soon to help with the exploration, and also help with defeating the barbarians, which will be a source of income for us. We get 3 times the normal income for defeating a barbarian village. And as you can see, it's doing pretty well, and that was the first turn. We will of course add at some time, maybe after pottery, go for mining, and also the silver here will be very nice to mine. It also keep our population happy. So off to hunt for barbarians, new places for second cities, and a religious city-state would be a boon, and as would a religious natural wonder, of course. Try to go up on hills, any chance we get. We want to discover as much land as possible around the city, our main city, with as few moves as possible first, to get some overview of what we have to work with here. We're gonna also see if it pops up that an unknown civilization has gotten a pantheon and so on. We could, for example, have the Celts as an enemy, and they will certainly snag the first religion. And there's also other civilizations that are very good at the early game in the religion. So, well, we have some forest down there, and we have some more desert. Of course, desert isn't the best, except if you can get religion from the desert. You can also build the wonder that makes one desert city really, really good, but we don't want to have like 5 cities in a desert. We seem to have this will be coastline here, and also mountainous. It looks like a pretty good defensive terrain, so that could be pretty good. So let's see here. Let's go there. And it looks like we might have coast to our north. So that will be interesting. I'm quite sure I didn't turn the barbarians off. If I did, I have to restart the whole thing. I don't think I did. So we hope to encounter barbarians soon enough. There was not a coast there immediately to the north anyway, so that's good. For a second city, we're looking for a spot. Of course, with a natural wonder would be excellent, but otherwise with another resource, strategic resource, or luxury resource. Now, Gao has grown, so what we shouldn't forget to do is green here. And now, as you see, I have +0 food. So we can manually start to work in there. We want to get up to at least 3 pretty quick. Of course, what we could do is to save 3 turns of our first policy by letting the guy work the silver for 1 turn. So I think we're going to do that. Well, let's see what we got here. I think that's tundra. The tundra is 2 spaces from the desert, so that's what Civilization 5 does for you sometimes. It's kind of a weird world. There's the coast. Okay. We've now finished. We're gonna do a scout. I don't want a super early settler because I want to discover some more around me. But now we have our income here, and gonna be exciting when it comes to the policy. Oh, there is a wonder. It is a natural wonder, and it is the Old Faithful. Increase happiness and output if worked is 2 science. Of course, that I would rather have a religious wonder, but you can take a pantheon that gives you extra for every natural wonder you have. So that might be something that we do. Just by discovering it, I get some extra happiness, and I want to be able to keep my.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou?
I want to keep my happiness up at positive for a little bit before I have to build any happiness increasing buildings, because I do want to streamline for some of the other things. So now we can build a shrine. We're gonna let the scout build to completion. Then we're gonna rush the shrine a little bit. And there is the barbarian. Fantastic. Of course, we'd want the mining, get the production up. Production is good for so many things. The only reason to wait with the mining is that I can't have a builder out yet, so I can't squeeze in another one before that. Of course, the main one could be calendar in order to get Stonehenge. Also, archery is good in order to get the archer for early defense and offense against the barbarians. Animal husbandry is never a strong choice because it reveals the horses, so I want that before. I want as many resources revealed before I make my first city. So what are we going to do? Well, after the scout, we will actually go for building a let's see here. Yeah, we're going to build a worker. That will take 21 turns. Just a scout, 25 turns. Yeah, so I think I do want the mining first, actually. I will not be building the Stonehenge right now anyway. So now I have 26 out of 35. That means it's 3 more turns before my next policy. My next policy could be the honor opener, and in that case I want to have that before the battle is complete. Of course that won't be any problem, since I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna be careful, because if you lose your first starting warrior, then you're in real bad trouble. So 45 until heal here. So yeah, go for the next turn. And now here's my first policy. Of course, piety here. Build shrines and temples in half the usual time. So that is very sweet, since we right this turn is going to start building a shrine. So honor opener would have revealed the barbarians. So we might want that as our second, but not right now. The piety opener. And our new production is a heavily subsidized shrine. Only 6 turns, so that would be good. So I'm gonna move my scouts. And there is another warrior as well. So I'm gonna try to defeat this one and this one. There's a Pantheon founded. They show Sacred Path, and we didn't want that, so that's great. The unit is promoted, and we want the extra for fighting in rough terrain. And I will also name this the Royal Guard. And that will be enough for this session, and I'm looking forward to the next session.